Hey guys, welcome back to the ND podcast. You know what the ND stands for, so I don't have to explain it. Now, this is still episode 1, because I'm not counting the last podcast as an episode, because that was controversial, and I got into trouble because of it. So therefore, I'm just going to make sure that one doesn't exist. So, officially starting right now, that one podcast doesn't exist. So, yeah, this is the official episode 1, where we talk about something that's not personal. And we're going to be talking about the WWE. So there's there's a lot actually that's going on right now, regards to storyline wise and all that stuff. So right now, there's a hot storyline going on right now. We've got the Fatal 5-Way match between Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, and Samoa Joe, scheduled for Extreme Rules, which is actually this Sunday, which I'm going to be watching. I don't know if I'll be doing a podcast on that one. Probably not. Because these podcasts are going to be about more than just wrestling stuff. And, I've also noticed that my channel, something in my mouth. I've also noticed that my channel has been mainly about wrestling as of late, so I'm going to try doing some different stuff. But, okay, so anyway, moving on. So yeah, there's a Fatal 5-Way match set for Extreme Rules. And whoever wins that match gets to go on to face Brock Lesnar at the July pay-per-view, which I'm only guessing is Great Balls of Fire, where the winner will go on to face Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire. Now, there are other storylines as well. Like, for instance, Enzo Amore has been getting attacked over the past 2 weeks, and we still don't know who it is. Many people are pointing to the Revival, which is making me think that that's probably not the case, because many people are starting to think that it's Big Cass, Enzo's tag team partner, who is actually behind these attacks. And we'll get into that in just a moment. But right now, let's talk about the Fatal 5-Way match this Sunday. So, I think, this is just my prediction, but I think personally that Finn Balor is going to win the Fatal 5-Way match. And he's going to go on to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. And if Finn Balor isn't the one who wins, which I'm guessing that he most likely will, it's either going to be him or Rollins. It's not going to be Bray Wyatt. It's not going to be Samoa Joe. And it's not going to be Roman Reigns. Or who knows, maybe they'll pull a swerve on us and maybe Reigns will actually win. Because you know how WWE is with Roman Reigns. He always wins. He's like the new John Cena now. So he might win. But I'm putting my money on Finn Balor or Seth Rollins. One of those two. Those are my pick. But there was an interesting thing that happened last week where Paul Heyman came down and he shook Finn Balor's hand. Now, could that be signaling towards a sort of Finn Balor heel turn? Possibly. I'm not sure. Maybe Paul Heyman will turn on Brock Lesnar and then we'll never see Lesnar again. And that might help Finn win the title, or who knows, because I don't know, but that kind of seems like a certain direction that they're going in. Now, in my personal opinion, I think that this Fatal 5-Way match has the potential to be a great match, because there's a lot of talent in that match. You got Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt. You got Finn Balor. Roman Reigns, he's a good wrestler. He's not a horrible wrestler, but he's a good wrestler. But he's not the best either. But then again, that match that he had with Seth Rollins last night on Monday Night Raw, that was a pretty good match. I actually kind of like that match. But yeah, it's kind of unpredictable. I mean, who knows? Again, going with Rollins or Balor, but then again, WWE has been known to throw certain swerves in there from time to time. So, who knows? Maybe they'll throw a swerve in there or something. Catch us off guard. Us, the viewers. I'm not sure. Okay, so while we're at it, let's also talk about other stuff that's been going on for Raw that's leading up to Extreme Rules this Sunday. So, we've got the Hardy Boys taking on Cesaro and Sheamus. Now, a lot of people have been saying that Cesaro and Sheamus are going to win this match because it's a steel cage tag team match, and knowing the Hardy Boys, steel cages aren't necessarily their thing necessarily, because there was the one time where they faced the Dudley Boys in a steel cage tag team match, and they lost that match because Jeff Hardy did a swanton through a table and missed Bubba Ray, and they lost that match. So it would be nice to see if they kind of do that sort of thing again. And now, I want the Hardy Boys to win, personally, because while I think Sheamus and Cesaro would be good tag team champions, since they have been tag team champions before, I kind of want to see the Hardy Boys still be champions and lose them to, say, the Revival, sort of, because the Revival right now are a new tag team that just showed up on Raw, and right now they're not wrestling because of one of them. I don't remember who it is. One of them broke their jaw, so they've been out of action for a couple of weeks now. But I want the Hardy Boys to win at Extreme Rules, but my conscience is telling me that they most likely might not, considering the fact that Cesaro and Sheamus have also been sort of on a losing streak as of late. But yeah, it's going to be a good match, but I think Cesaro and Sheamus will definitely win come Extreme Rules. So yeah, that's just my opinion. But let's talk about sort of a situation that's been going on with Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore has been getting attacked for two weeks now. He's been laid out on Monday Night Raw, and no one knows who it is. And everyone's pointing to the Revival because there was an interview with Sasha Banks, and in the background you saw the Revival walk out of a room together, and people are assuming that they beat up Enzo Amore. Now, I think it was Big Cass, because I've seen there was a similar storyline to this where kind of Triple H and Shawn Michaels in a way kind of did this. Shawn Michaels was attacked and Triple H went to the back to help him out, but then later on we found out that it was actually Triple H who beat him up. So I think there might just be, and this might just be me thinking, but I think maybe, just maybe, it might have been Big Cass. And they might be turning Big Cass heel, and then they could make him and Enzo fight at SummerSlam. Now that would be an interesting match, because right now, Enzo and Cass have nothing to do at all. They're not going to put him in the tag team spot anytime soon. They literally got nothing to do. So, why not? I could see them maybe doing this, but I'm not sure if they'll be able to pull the trigger on it just yet. But if they do end up doing this, I would be definitely interested in it. And I think if they were to do it, they wouldn't do it at Great Balls of Fire. They would do it at SummerSlam, because it could have a really good storyline behind it, in a way, because I don't know personally if it would be a good match, but it would sure as heck be an interesting one, to say the least. But yeah, I think Big Cass may be turning heel eventually on Enzo Amore, and that's probably going to lead to a match. And yeah, I don't know if that's the case. Maybe it was the Revival, and maybe Big Cass and Enzo. That doesn't roll off the tongue very well, but maybe they'll face the Revival at Great Balls of Fire or something, and then Big Cass will turn on Enzo a couple weeks before SummerSlam. That's my guess, but that's probably not the case. That's probably just speculation, and it's probably the Revival. But who knows? I mean, it's an interesting storyline because you actually don't know who actually did it. But there are signs pointing to both the Revival because they were both acting guilty, and then there's signs pointing to Big Cass because he's acting a little bit suspicious and on edge. He's kind of acting a little weird. And, yeah, who knows? Maybe, who knows? It's just my guess.